Okay, I'm here today with Professor Roanne Segal from the University of Ottawa. Can you please tell us a bit about yourself and your areas of expertise?
I originally trained as a physiotherapist and worked in the area of physiotherapy and sports medicine for a number of years, and then ultimately decided I wanted to go back to medical school. Went on to do medical oncology, and at the end of that realized that there was more to taking care of these patients than just delivering their treatment, but actually rehabilitating them at the end of it, which really I think brings me full circle back to my original degree. And I've been teased about that more than once. But in essence, I think I did have the ability to take all my learning and bring it to this program at this, which I hopefully will benefit patients.
Fantastic. Are you able to tell us a little bit about the issues cancer survivors face today?
Well, I think we're in a very wonderful era where we are talking about the issues that cancer survivors have to face. When we started treating women and men many, many years ago, this was not the issue. And now we're lucky enough to have to deal with it. And so I think we should look at this as going forward. But the issues they have are many-fold, and they include issues like bone health, early menopause, cardiac or cardiovascular concerns, and this is just to name a few. There are many, many issues that these men and women have to address going forward, and I think our research is just tipping the iceberg now.
Great, thank you. Would you be able to tell us more about the importance of having a cancer survivorship program and what it hopes to achieve?
Well, I think the importance first and foremost is it highlights to the oncologists that are actively treating patients, but also to the primary caregivers that are going to receive these patients back, about the issues that these women and men have to face, and then looks a little bit to coordinate their care and making sure that we are addressing all the issues that need to be addressed. So it's not that we're really teaching, perhaps more coordinating as one of our major functions. So, for example, what we are trying to do in our program is make sure that all patients have a coordinated plan going forward, and addressing within that plan what are their issues. So it may be, for this young woman, it's exercise or smoking cessation or early menopause or bone health, while for the elderly man, it may be cardiovascular health. But we can therefore make sure that we have looked at all the issues and then tailor the issue in that patient. And so I think we're going to have a better coordinated plan. And then from that, of course, do the research into what is the next step and how well are we doing with the current steps. So there's a lot to be done.
Right. Have you seen any key highlights from your research, or is there anything you'd like to tell us in particular about your studies?
I think the key issue is that we actually, never mind my studies or anyone else's studies, I mean, when I started this, everyone thought we were completely insane for even bothering to consider survivorship issues or exercising these men and women. So the fact that we're all talking about it and we think that this is a relevant issue, I think that's the highlight of all our studies and all our efforts. And the fact that when you come here and you can speak to your colleagues literally hundreds of thousands, like thousands of kilometers away, and we're talking about the same issues and we all recognize the importance, I think that's to the credit of everybody in this room.
That's great. And finally, it just seems like we're only just starting to realise the importance of this post-treatment support. Why do you think it's taken so long to come into prominence?
Well, I think as oncologists, we were never trained in any of this. It's just perhaps my other background, but we were trained and schooled in traditional medicine. Here's the diagnosis, here are the cancer therapies. And we came to it from that perspective, we were schooled in that perspective, and that's what we knew. We didn't, I don't think we didn't want to, I just don't think we thought of it as cancer physicians. So perhaps it took individuals that came from different backgrounds, all coming together and pushing the envelope that has been part of this. And I think the other important comment is, again, we had to have the cancer therapies to cure patients and or extend their lives in meaningful ways. And so the two had to be developed and have been developed, I think, simultaneously. Now we have wonderful therapies that are allowing patients to live or live longer. But we now are in this other wonderful area of, okay, now we've got to address the side effects because you are going to live, and maybe not forever, but for many years.
Yeah, that's great.
So it is a really exciting time.
Great. Thank you very much for your time today.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Thank you.